Hey, good morning, everybody. This is the Spaniard, keeping it tight, and I'm broadcasting live from Red Zone, the Green Zone, and everywhere in between. It is Friday, everybody. We made it to Friday, and it is Friday the 21st. Can you imagine that? Man, 21st already. So we have a special show. Like every Friday, I try to bring on a special guest in the veteran community. And today, as promised, I have a special guest. She is the director or founder of the WAM Project. Please welcome to the show on a great morning, sound off, to Daphne Bai. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Welcome. So, hey, welcome to the show. Tell the world who you are and why, what you do.
So of course, as you said, I'm Daphne Bai. I am a U.S. Marine Corps veteran. I'm currently in Okinawa, Japan, actually, right now.
Nice.
So right now, I am traveling the world, I guess you could say, with my husband that's currently active duty in the Marine Corps. I am focusing on my project, which is the WAM Project right now, and that's my baby.
Nice. Now, before we get into your baby, tell the world a little bit about what brought you to this project.
So life experience during the military and after, I had some things happen to me while I was in the Marine Corps, and then out of the Marine Corps, I met some amazing people as I networked in LA, and a lot of them were women vets themselves, and we all had the same exact complaints that every woman veteran out there has, how they were treated in the military, how they were treated out of the military, how their experiences were. And so little by little, I started kind of figuring out, this is an issue that we all have. I need to figure out and kind of, I don't want to say fix, but at least try to help other women. Yeah.
Now, when you first started, when did you first start this off?
So it started around 2018. It was kind of an idea that I kept bringing up to my husband. I'm like, I want to start a nonprofit, and wasn't really sure exactly what until, I sat down and really thought about it. And then I was like, I want to start a nonprofit for only women veterans. And there's other organizations out there for veterans, yes, but I don't think I've ever seen one that specifically caters to women, where it's only women that you will only talk to other women because of the situations that other women have been through. Sometimes we don't feel comfortable talking to men, and so that was my thing. I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to know that they have a fellow female vet they can talk to, even if they don't need help. Sometimes they just want to talk, and so that's what my mission was, and it kind of evolved from there. I was lucky enough to meet the director of the Raider Project, which is also under the Gallant Few, and I told him, hey, I have this idea, and he's like, that's wonderful. He's like, I want you to meet the executive director of Gallant Few and bring him, bring your idea. And so I did, and it just kind of started from there. He gave me the option. He's like, you can join us or you can start off on your own. And I'm like, I think I'm going to join you guys. I think the support will be much needed in the beginning, and that's how it all kind of evolved from there.
Nice. Now, what does your project stand for? What is the WAM Project?
So it stands for Women on a Mission.
Okay. And when a woman is looking for this type of organization, what would they expect? Like, what do they do? Do they pick up the phone? Do they send an email? What should they expect?
So they can reach us through Facebook. They can email us if they have our contact, info. They can go on our website, and there's a contact us or veteran in need button on there in case they're in emergency needs for any reason. And we usually it'll email us, and we'll get notification of that veteran that's in need of talking or need help. Usually about that time, we will have one of the admin volunteers we have that works under the Gallant Few that will reach out to them and welcome them to the Gallant Few community. And then at that point, he will make sure that this person fills out the ASMIS check. And the ASMIS check is pretty much just asking simple questions, how are you feeling today? How do you feel about life? And it goes through a number scale from lowest to highest. And we go through that. They'll send that to me, or I'll get a notification saying so-and-so has completed their ASMIS check. And I'm like, okay, I'll look through it, and I'll check and make sure everything's okay. Obviously, if things are in the lower scale where things look like they can be dangerous, we immediately take action at that point because we don't want them to wait any longer to get the help that they truly need. And then at that point, we speak, we make a call, we call them and say, hey, what's going on? We'll have a conversation with them. We'll get to know them. We'll ask them a few questions through that list that that questionnaire that they answered, just so we can kind of better understand them and see how we can guide them and help them and mentor them at that point.
Man, that is wonderful. Man, and it seems so streamlined. It sounds like they could pretty much tell you what is going on, and it'll take them right to where they need to go. That sounds wonderful.
Pretty much.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are, if you can talk about it without mentioning any names or anything specific, what are some of the success stories? I mean, you guys have been around just for a short time, but is there anything that sticks out into your head that like a success story that really sticks out?
Yes, we just recently had one right actually before the holidays, and I want to, I tell Paula, one of my volunteers, I was like, I'm so thankful for you, because at the time I was in the middle of this move to Okinawa with my husband, and she was able to help Carl, the executive director of Gallant Few, with this female veteran that we started helping around the time that I was saying my goodbyes to family back home in New York. And this lady was homeless. She had nowhere to go. She had no money. She had nothing. All she had was her 2 dogs and her car. Unfortunately for her, the shelters wouldn't accept her because of her dog. So she was lucky enough that somebody in the local area that Carl Munger knew was willing to foster them until she got on her feet. So She had to live in a shelter, but during that time we had to pay for hotels, we had to pay for food, we had to make sure she was okay, that she had somewhere to sleep that was warm, that she can feel safe in. Thankfully, another company that reached out was like, we want to help her, we want her to be the Veteran of the Year. And so they were able to connect with this other company and give her gift cards, and they even had a holiday party for her. She's out of the shelter. She got out of the shelter. She has her own apartment. They donated furniture. I mean, Nice. This lady got everything you can think of for her first apartment. Her dogs are back with her. She has a job now. So everything that could have gone right, it went right. It was a huge group effort. It wasn't just, I don't want to give full credit to just us, because it wasn't just us. It was a bunch of people that we all got together and said, hey, you know what? This lady needs help. She's a veteran. She can't be like, this is just crap. Like, come on, like, how is this even happening? And so we all got together. She didn't have to pay out of pocket for anything. This lady was good to go, had the best Christmas ever, Christmas party. She was invited to that. And we actually have a video of it on our Facebook page. It was really it made me tear up, because I was like, holy crap, this is exactly why I started this, just because there's so many women vet out there that get brushed off, like, they'll say things like, you weren't deployed. Why does it matter? You weren't this, you weren't that, you didn't do this. It doesn't matter. I feel like we all did the same job. We all sacrificed our time, and we sacrificed for our freedom and for our families and for all these people out there. It shouldn't be questioned. They shouldn't be going through this. And so for me, that was the best thing we could get right before the holidays.
Man, sounds like a great gift. That is wonderful. That's a great story. Thanks, man. That's a good one. Yes. That was a real good one.
Yeah.
Man, all right. In case you guys are just joining us, I have Marine Corps vet and founder of the WAM Project, Daphne. One thing that I think people don't realize is you are kind of a little of a celebrity. You got some entertainment biz behind you. Tell us a little bit about that.
I wouldn't say I'm a celebrity, but thank you. So out of the Marine Corps, I decided to go back to college. At the same time, I started as a hobby to go back to acting and modeling. It became a job type thing, and it just kind of progressed from there. It was one thing after another, audition after audition, job after job, which I was super thankful for, because, it's one of those things that you're like, acting, modeling, that's no big deal. And so I was able to, do it for many years, and meet amazing people and network. And the people I network with who are a lot of veterans that are in the industry. And you'll be surprised how many we exist in the Hollywood industry. There is so many, so many. They might not be in front of the camera, but some are behind the camera. And,
Hmm.
it was amazing. I loved it. I loved working it. I miss it a lot even now. But yeah, I did a lot of commercial print modeling for commercials. I did, short films and things like that. A little bit of everything. But I
Very
mostly
cool.
got casted for commercials more than anything else. So yeah, I
Hey,
loved it.
any FaceTime is FaceTime, right? Is that the terminology you use nowadays? FaceTime,
It's
or what do they
yeah.
say? Screen time or film time? I don't know what the terminology is. I'm not hip to the lingo. Man. Well, cool. Very cool. Well, again, we have Daphne by of the WAM Project. Now, one of the things that we like to do on our show with our guests is to get to know them a little bit better by doing the Spaniards Lightning Question Round, where we ask three questions of our guests to kind of get them to know, we'll get to know them a little bit better, and to let the world know that they're human just like us. And so we're going to start off with three questions, starting from easy to a little bit more difficult. So. Daphne Bai, are you ready for the Spaniards Lightning Round question round?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. I promise we're going to start off easy. All right, so the first question is, what's your favorite drink?
Jameson and ginger ale.
Wow, can you explain what that is?
So it's just Jameson with a little bit of ginger ale mixed in there, and it's a pretty. Some people don't
That's
like
it.
it because it's kind of strong, but
Okay,
I like
it does the
it.
job.
It's
Okay,
a,
okay,
it
cool.
does the job, yeah.
Yeah, very cool. All right, second question, little tougher. What do you wish you knew more about?
Oh God, this is probably silly, but I wish I knew more about aliens.
Aliens. Okay, okay,
Yes.
very cool. Man, all right. We'll have to get an alien expert on the show and try to see if we can connect you guys on
Right?
that one. All right. Third and
Yeah.
final question, a little tougher. So here we go. What would be the name of the title? Well, let me reword this here. What movie title would best describe your life?
Miss Congeniality.
Nice. Wow, that was quick. That was a good one. Very nice.
I
Yeah,
love
Sandra
that
Bullock.
movie. Yes.
Yeah, very, very strong actress. Love it. Love it. All right,
Yes.
ladies and gents, we had Daphne Bai on the show, director, founder of the WAM Project, Marine Corps veteran. And before we sign off and wrap up, we always like to do final thoughts. And this is our chance for our guests to just share a little bit of their final thought before we sign off. So, Daphne Bai, what is your final thought?
My final thought would be that, I would love to get as much support as possible with our nonprofit organization. I think, out here in Okinawa, if you're out here in Okinawa, we have an event Saturday from 10 to 11 in the American Village area. And we'd love to have you participate, either volunteer, just to be there and see your awesome faces. And even if you don't want to support our organization, there's other organizations out there. Even just a little bit makes a difference. And I think that we all want to make a difference in life, and there's always a way to do it, whether it's monetary or just showing up and supporting them emotionally, mentally. Reach out to your fellow vets, even if it's just a nice text like, hey, how are you doing? Because a lot of us isolate ourselves and we don't realize it a lot of the times. And I think we all need to kind of reach out and not forget about each other.
There you go. Right on. Beautiful final thought. Again, we had Daphne Bai, Marine Corps veteran, on the show. She is the founder of the WAM Project. To find out more about her, you could go ahead and look her up on Facebook. Now, is there a website that people can go to?
Yeah. So we have a website. It's wamproject.org. Or you can look us up on Instagram or on Facebook as well. If you just, WAM Project, you'll find us. You can't miss us. We're the big WAM in yellow and black background. All our events, all of our, we'll ask for volunteers. We share events and things like that. Please, message us. We're happy to help. We're happy to get volunteers. Volunteers make a huge difference for organizations, especially ours, because we're so small.
Yeah. Well, there you go, folks. You heard it. Call to action. There we got people who need your support. So there you go. If you need more information, go to whamproject.org or go to their Facebook page, Instagram page. Look for them, find them, get to them. They could definitely use the help. So thanks again for tuning in, not tuning out tonight. Now tonight, Doc won't be on the show, so I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to fall apart. So without Doc, who knows what's going to happen, but stick around, stay tuned tonight. The show starts 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Black Sheep Bravo Facebook Live. Thanks again for joining. Thanks for tuning in, not tuning out. This is the Spaniard. Keep it tight. And we are out.